you want a classic rock story.
Yeah.
When I was 14 years old, I went for an audition that I wasn't sure what it was, and I walked in and I took a Polaroid picture. They said, "Look mean," and I made a mean face, whatever that was at that moment. And I got a call that said, "You got it." And I was like, "Cool, I don't know what it was." They said The Who is doing Quadrophenia for 6 nights at Madison Square Garden.
Oh my God, yes.
And they're hiring 3 people to play mobs.
Hey, welcome to your Uncle Joe's Garage, outfitted by the wrong sponsor. Sponsored by Mike Thompson RV. Pretty tight ship we run here.
I love it.
Welcome to your Uncle Joe's Garage, sponsored by Mike Thompson RV. Special guest today, Eddie Kaye Thomas, a very famous actor, has joined us in the room here. Welcome to the garage.
Thanks for having me in your lovely garage.
It's garages are special places.
This is a very clean one.
That's kind of unusual too, I know.
Yes, yes.
We always start with a question, since it's a garage. What was your first car?
It's not an exciting situation.
It usually isn't.
It was a Toyota 4Runner.
Oh.
I guess
That could be worse.
What was exciting about it was I grew up in New York and cars were not a part of my life at all. And I came out to LA and I needed a car and I got a car. And I had it for a couple years and it was used when I bought it and I never rotated the tires, I didn't do anything. So I guess the tires got bald and, is that the right way to say it?
That's the right proper way to say it, yes.
Tires got bald and I was on Nichols Canyon and I just spun out. And I didn't almost fall off the canyon, but I lost control of my car enough to be like, now I need a new car, when I probably just needed to rotate my tires. And I haven't learned much about cars since.
You haven't much sense. So that TMZ will follow you out of the building then when we go.
Yeah, I know how to make the car go.
Yeah.
I know how to make it stop. And I know how to turn the radio on. So beyond that.
Well, you're in a good position here. Don't worry. We'll take
I'm in the right garage,
You're
I
in the
guess.
right garage, at least.
Yeah.
The show is Scorpion.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's 3rd season. Congratulations on that. You play Dr. Tobias Toby Curtis. You probably were aware of that.
Well, Toby is the nickname for Tobias.
Yeah, what is your superpower in this?
Well, it's a show full of geniuses. So
that's not a stretch, I'm sure.
I just read the words that they write me. My knowledge of cars is applicable to my knowledge of most things.
Most things.
I just kind of make things. I push buttons and hope they work. But Toby knows a lot of stuff, and he's a behaviorist of the group. So he's reading people, and he's kind of the human part of the geniuses. And our show, it's a big, fun, silly action show.
Yeah.
So as we've gone, now that we're in a 3rd season, we found our voice. It's really become it feels like we're in Scooby-Doo now. We're just fighting the craziest crimes and but we blow stuff up and car chases and a lot of fun and it's pretty crazy.
When you do the shows, do the working scripts have titles on them that end up on the program? I mean, when Toby or not Toby, was that the
Yeah, that was our season finale. We just did an election episode, which was We're Gonna Need a Bigger Vote. Huh? We get that?
And Bat Poop Crazy would be about?
We have to go into a bat cave to stop this. These bats are getting eradicated, and if the bats die, then there's going to be an over-insect population. It's going to kill all the crops, and we're all going to die.
And this isn't your genius buddies inventing things just so we have another show.
No, I mean, these things are theoretical problems that could happen, but probably won't. Right now, we're doing a show called It's the Pits, about a situation, a person driving into a tar pit, like if someone drove into the La Brea tar pits and getting someone out of there. Now we do like this scuba thing where they go on. That couldn't happen. It wouldn't happen, but it's fun to watch it maybe happen. And it's based on a true thing that people sometimes do throw stuff in the tar pits.
I've heard that.
There's a certain celebrity right now that threw some evidence, supposedly, in a tar pit.
I was going to say, I know somebody who drove off, what was it, Nichols Canyon? But
that wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
It was quite a jump from that then to get into the biological documentary that perhaps made you famous, that being American Pie.
Yeah, biological documentary I've never heard before. I like that.
Well, there's a couple
like
things
that.
I was suggested.
I'm just kind of figuring out what you mean by that right now.
Well, it's a food show, isn't it?
Yes.
Food Network, yeah.
Got it, yes.
That also would explain Harold and Kumar.
Going to White Castle.
Yeah, had you ever had a White Castle before they shot the movie?
You are the third person to ask me about that in the past 2 days. That's so interesting.
You've been dealing with people who've had bad gastric experiences, I think.
Interesting. I was with someone who was at In-N-Out for the first time, and then the conversation moved to White Castle. Yes, growing up in New York, White Castle was around. It was against the rules in my house to eat White Castle, but that I didn't care.
Oh, that of course stopped you immediately.
Not at all. And I love the fact you go to White Castle, you can get like 30 hamburgers for $1.20.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, and every one of them full of protein.
Yeah, very healthy.
In a sense, you're also in the garage, and this is the sound.
Yeah.
Classic rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything in particular that you enjoy?
I just got back from Desert Trip.
Oh, no kidding. You look like you've had sleep. Is that?
That's kind of you.
6 of the greatest artists. My God, had you ever seen the Who?
I'd seen
The
Dylan
Stone?
quite a few times, and I'd never seen. And you want a classic rock story?
Yeah.
When I was 14 years old, I went for an audition that I wasn't sure what it was, and I walked in and I took a Polaroid picture. They said, "Look mean," and I made a mean face, whatever that was at that moment. And I got a call. They said, "You got it," and I was like, "Cool." I don't know what it was. They said the Who is doing Quadrophenia for 6 nights at Madison Square Garden.
Oh my God, yes.
And they're hiring 3 people to play mods.
Uh-huh.
So either with the mods and the rockers, and Gary Glitter was playing the rocker, and Billy Idol was playing the mod.
Yep.
And I just, for 6 nights at Madison Square Garden, I just got to walk out on stage and stand with Billy Idol while he sang all those parts. And it was insane. And
it was lovely.
5 feet behind Pete Townsend.
Yeah, oh my God.
I got to sit in the rehearsals and watch them play around. I got to hang out with Billy Idol backstage. The best part for me, because I love adulation, was the crowd didn't know Billy Idol was in the show. And I would always come out with Billy Idol. So every time I came out, I got to hear the 20,000 people scream. Wow. So I had never seen The Who, but I'd freaking stood on stage with them. And I got to see Entwistle before he passed.
Prime, yeah.
I remember, and where I stood on the stage, I was right near Zach Starkey. And
Ringo's son and one of the greatest drummers there is.
And I just found out he was Keith Moon's godson.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well,
and he would make those Keith Moon faces while he played, and it was incredible. But yeah, they were great, but Roger Waters absolutely blew it out of the park. Were you there?
Not this time. I've been around Pink Floyd and Roger Waters a whole.
I'd never seen a Floyd show or a Roger Waters show, and he used that 150,000 people or 100,000 people.
And you're part of the show when you're in a Pink Floyd concert. You're part of what's going on.
Part of the show, and I was really far away, but I felt like I was right next to it. And apparently this was the biggest sound system he'd ever built. And for most of it, I just wanted to sit back and listen to Floyd. Because the sound system was so good, and it's so rare nowadays just to sit and listen to music, but then when you close your eyes, you're missing an incredible visual experience. So I haven't stopped listening to Pink Floyd the past 2 days, and I'm going to be playing some on the...
Excellent. It's not showing in your eyes yet, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I want to thank you for taking the time
Thank
to come
you so much for chatting with me. It was a pleasure.
Good luck in keeping Scorpion rolling for a few more.
Yes, I hope to come back again for more seasons to talk to you about it.
So what's the new car you just got?
Now it's a Lexus hybrid.
Oh.
I honestly don't even know. I just got my oil changed the other day. They were like, "What kind is it?" And I was like, and I had to go to the back of the car and be like, "It's that kind." Put that in the computer.
I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming and see us.
Pleasure.
Hey, here we are inside your Uncle Joe's garage, and I know you haven't been inside the garage yet, but I got some great news for you. We've created a mobile version of the Uncle Joe's garage thanks to our friends at Mike Thompson RV Superstores. Like they say, don't miss a moment. And don't miss the mobile Uncle Joe's garage when it comes to a location near you. I'll be looking for you.